I think it's really important we just jump into this subject. Y'all have asked me multiple times through Twitter and on live streams about the Destiny 2 Steam Deck issue, especially as it relates to auto bans within the game Destiny 2. And so I want to get this here in front of you in case you haven't heard, but have been able to get a Steam Deck. I'm still on the waiting list. They haven't yet taken my money, so it's just hopefully a matter of a couple of weeks and I'll be able to actually go hands-on with the Steam Deck itself. But in concept of Destiny 2 Steam Deck and the reason why they're going to auto ban, it's going to trigger their auto ban system and hit your account when playing Destiny 2 on Steam Deck. There's a couple things I want to break down and kind of point out first and foremost. Steam Deck does and has the capability, that'd be a better word to use, of running Windows. So you could technically install Windows and run it through Steam and play it on Steam Deck. What they're specifically referring to is related to the Linux Steam OS and their anti-cheat software. One of the things that longtime Destiny players, such as myself, such as many people within the PvP community, have long struggled with is cheaters, especially in the PC space. Over the course of the last year, we've seen finally Bungie actually crack down on that. And as a software engineer, as somebody who's a programmer, also somewhat interesting in this space when it comes down to it. There's a couple of thoughts that I had that I figured I'd share with you guys, and you guys can obviously let me know what you think, especially about this specific subject. First and foremost, outside of installing Windows and running it, Steam Deck also supports Stadia. Steam Deck might also support xCloud. I think it actually does support xCloud specifically, but I don't know if Destiny is on xCloud at this very moment. So that kind of xCloud in and of itself, let's just put that as an asterisk out there from me. I'm going to plan on also doing all kinds of testing, especially as it relates to the Steam Deck, because I'm very, very excited for this device. It's what I've been wanting in a handheld for a very long time, and I cannot wait just to have one for myself. But you have SteamOS. It runs a Linux system. And what's interesting to me, the first kind of thing of like is kind of the concept that, well, Stadia is actually a Linux-based system. Most cloud compute is Linux-based systems. So I don't personally think the Steam Deck will be forever non-supported. I think it's a matter of that they've partnered. When you actually look at who they've partnered with for their anti-cheat BattlEye, I think it's a matter that system yet isn't supported by Proton. Proton being a software that allows Windows-based programs like Final Fantasy XIV, which does run on Steam Deck, to actually run in the Steam OS because it hasn't been officially supported, or a Linux version hasn't been made. And while Destiny 2 supports a Linux version, it's BattlEye that's probably holding that back, and maybe BattlEye themselves aren't ready. The strength here is that if there is enough demand from us, the players, we could technically and maybe see the evolution of, Linux, which within a gaming society, there's a lot of support behind Linux becoming a real power player in gaming, but has so far been struggled. It's been kind of held back, obviously, by lack of interest and lack of ports. And that's where the Steam Deck might be along with that. That's kind of one of the things that where I look at Stadia in terms of its performance. I know like a lot of people like to meme on it, but speaking technically from an engineer level, Stadia's performance and what they've designed is top tier. Fascinating stuff. And when you look at that kernel in and of itself, Stadia benefits Linux gaming vastly, where something like Luma within the Amazon world, that's built off of a Windows kernel, and that's actually running that system. And so it's going to be interesting to see, because Windows 11, I'm sorry, I know I'm getting into the weeds with you guys, it's closer to Linux. It's moving more towards Linux, and that's actually something I've been learning a lot about over the last couple of years, and I'm going to hopefully continue to improve my Linux skills as an engineer and as just somebody who has a skill to have. So it is curious to me, kind of getting back on point. I'm sorry for the little tangent of development news. To get back on point when it comes down to it, it is curious to me that it isn't supported out of the gate, or in their announcement, they didn't talk about other ways that you could play Destiny 2 on the Steam Deck, aka again Stadia, or running Windows and actually just running it and having BattlEye installed on the Windows side of it. And hopefully we'll see that again be something that's short-lived. The question about auto bans is really more the question that their system is set up. There's no way that they could actually physically like go and investigate everything. So they have to set up things. And I don't want us to return to a world of Destiny 2 that's more of the Wild West, that's more of a system of where cheaters are really breaking the game and ruining people's experience. And if you want to achieve something in game, you end up hiring a group of cheaters. We saw this happen a lot with Trials. We saw this happen a lot in Destiny's history, and you kind of felt it. You really kind of felt it when you went up to it, and it isn't necessarily fun. So I'm not personally too concerned by the language they use. I would have extended it to say, but there are ways if you do have a Steam Deck, and the fact that the Steam Deck isn't necessarily like everywhere. It's not like tomorrow all of a sudden 100 million of us have a Steam Deck. I think that would be more of a problem. But I do think of it as something that's like being able to gauge interest, see if it's worth working with their partner Eagle Eye, Battle Eye. I don't know why I went with Eagle, but Battle Eagle Eye, we'll go with there, and seeing if that's something that can actually evolve. And if it does, if all of a sudden Battle Eye starts being able to be supported, you might see other games that like have used or are using different anti-cheats to where that's more systems and features that are being supported and brought into a Linux environment. And ultimately it could help reshape some of the gaming landscape that's already starting to be kind of toyed with and reshaped with in the long run. It's going to be an interesting world what to see. But anyway, I wanted to sit down, give you guys my kind of core thoughts about this issue, being that I've been asked a couple times about it and that it keeps coming up. And so I figured that way, if you haven't heard about it, if you have a Steam Deck and you're excited playing Destiny 2 on it, maybe hold off or use an alternate method and look forward to the future. And if there's something more to address, if you guys have any concerns or you have any comments, or if I missed a point and you'd like me to clarify on any of it, sound off below and I'll try to address it in a future video or in the comments themselves. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up, guys. Thanks so much for your time. Hopefully you have a great and fantastic day. Hopefully I'll see you in my next video. But until then, take care.
Yeah. It's time to chill out on the couch and read some comments. That's right. You know me when it comes to Destiny. I'm off with a clan, and I'm glad you're feeling better.